Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I would like to talk to you today about the whitewashing of the Bible. Coming up next. Hi, once again, welcome to my channel. And we will be talking about the whitewashing of the Bible. If you're new to this channel and like what we do, then please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also click the bell icon so as to not miss any new videos when they are posted, and click all when you do so, and you will definitely be notified of new videos. Now, the whitewashing of the Bible. Now, we find that in recent times, the question of the whitewashing of the Bible has come up, and particularly to deal with the image of Jesus Christ. That has taken center stage on many occasions. But since the death of George Floyd, it has been spoken about again. Here lies the problem. We are very familiar with Leonardo da Vinci's painting of the Last Supper, in which he portrays Jesus and the disciples as white Europeans. We are also familiar with the depiction of the creation of Adam, the Last Judgment, and other vast paintings of Michelangelo, which can be seen on the Sistine Chapel's ceiling. Now, this, I believe, was the beginning of the Bible becoming white. Now, this was done between 1512 and 1508. There's also a Chinese painting from 1879 showing Jesus as Chinese. Now, one thing to note is that over the centuries, painters who painted Jesus would most times depict him ethnically as they themselves looked. So that is something to keep in mind. For instance, there is a painting from Ethiopia, an image of Jesus Christ, have him looking Ethiopian. That one is from the 18th century. So we know that painters would definitely paint him as looking like themselves. But the problem did not really begin until the Europeans started to try to conquer the West. When the Europeans conquered the native peoples and tried to make them Christians or Christianize them with an image of a white Jesus along with the Bible. This is what caused at least the beginning of the problem. What this says to me is that the white man's God is white, and so that makes the white man superior to all others, along with the white God, and should be revered. This is the problem that we have. This is the image that we were shown, and this continues to happen around the world. Now, everybody is questioning this particular situation. Now, this has caused major damage throughout the world, especially in Africa and America, and in the rest of the Western world where African and Native Americans were enslaved. Now, to make matters worse, in the 1940s, Warner E. Solomon made a painting, Head of Christ. And this was the most popular and most recognizable of any painting of Jesus Christ, or of God, to put it bluntly. In the eyes of many, when you saw this painting, you saw God, and he was white. This painting was distributed around the world on lampshades, postcards, bookmarkers, photos, and the like. It was literally recreated over 1 billion times and became the best known image of Jesus Christ. There is no biblical justification for teaching that Jesus was white. We are fully aware that Jesus was born in the land of Palestine. As we know, at least we now know, Now, it was called the land of Israel. It was a part of Israel back then. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is a part of Israel even now. The place that he was born is called Bethlehem. Yes, it is within the borders of Palestine, but nonetheless, that hasn't changed. So this makes him, or makes Jesus, a Jew and a Palestinian. However you want to look at it. And without a doubt, he had darker complexion. He is definitely and was definitely not a white man. Now listen, when the truth is mixed with a lie, we find that we can end up with cultural stereotypes, and which can cause the truth to become watered down and almost unrecognizable. The race and ethnicity of Jesus has been debated so many times that even the fact that he was a Semite is often dismissed as being trivial. Some even take the stance of being colorblind as to avoid the truth and dismiss the topic of racism, which is clearly associated with this dilemma. The church in America has been very complicit to this fact and knows all too well that racism has a big part to play in the development of Christianity in America and in the West. If the truth is to be told, Augustine, Bishop of Hippo, was an African. He was probably the most influential Christian thinker and theologian in history. This man was a brilliant thinker alongside the biblical writers themselves. His writings, most famous among them, Confession and City of God, helped to give definition and clarity and shape to the early church's theology on the topics such as original sin, predestination, and the nature of man. Augustine also spoke into the topics such as sexual ethics and the evil of slavery. We also have the likes of Tertullian, 160 to 225 AD, who was an early African thinker. He made numerous doctrinal contributions and was the first known theologian to coin the term Trinitas, meaning Trinity, to explain the Godhead. Athanasius of Alexandria is another, 293 to 373 AD, among many other contributions, made clear the biblical canon in his Festal letter in 369 AD. Now listen, without the likes of these men, Augustine, Tertullian, and even Athanasius, early church theology would not have been shaped along the lines as we know it today. And so we owe them a debt of gratitude. Now, Hollywood also has a part to play in keeping up the stereotypes in America. I'm telling you, this stereotype is serious, especially when it comes to biblical movies and the adaptation of stories that rely on the historical facts that are found in the Bible. They call this thing race bending. This race bending is a known practice in Hollywood, where most, if not all, starring roles will be given to white actors and none to ethnic minorities, even though it is a known fact that the characters in the original stories were not Caucasians. They were not white. You know, we see this time and time again. The Ten Commandments in 1956, starring role Charlton Heston and Yul Brynner. You know, more recently we have Noah in 2014, starring Russell Crowe. Okay, Jennifer Connelly, Anthony Hopkins. And it goes on, and continually, this is what is being done. White actors are put in the place of ethnic peoples who they know represent the truth of the story. Nonetheless, this is what they continue to do. You know, I'm certain that there are more movies that I can add to this list. But I know you get the picture. The argument, however, is that if the movie house puts up a significant amount of money to make these movies, they would want their best actors to play the roles. And I understand that, especially the starring roles. However, even though this can be understood clearly, there are other known actors or even other unknown actors who can play those parts and bring more authenticity and reality to the overall experience and to the truth of the story that is being told. This is the situation that we have. Whitewashing of the Bible. This is serious. I'm telling you, ethnic minorities, when you present them with a Bible and a white image, you're telling them that this is God, and so you've got to worship this God, and as he represents the white race, then the white race is superior to all other races. Thanks for watching. And once again, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the bell icon so as to not miss any new videos when they are posted. God bless you, and remember, there's freedom in knowing the truth.